don't know why the mainstream media always projects us as criminals, liars, brutal beings, when we are literally upholding the spirit of law in human society. I feel courtrooms are just a mere reflection of the society. People out there commit gruesome crimes and call the lawgiver brutal. I mean, what the irony. A good lawyer can close a case within a week or two, but a better lawyer knows how to drag a case for years, they say. But in my case, I'm searching for a new lawyer because the current lawyer of mine has an extremely unserious attitude about her.
Okay, can you please elaborate what you just said?
Right? So I have actually spent more time in convincing her that this is not a joke than actually narrating my story. I mean, that's exactly the irony of this matter. People nowadays are committing crimes which are not even funny anymore.
Okay, let's get this straight. You find it funny when people kill each other?
Okay. That's another way to say it. I mean, why? Why should you take all the trouble of these court trials, judicial proceedings, legal punishments, etc., just to kill somebody who was about to die anyway? She actually takes herself very seriously, but her job very casually. I don't know how people manage to separate their identity from their job title, because if I go out in the streets tomorrow and if you see me, then you won't say, look, that's Catherine Tail who lives in block 32D, but you would say, look, that's the murderer next door who killed her husband for all the insurance money he had.
Why would you do that? Why would you even kill your husband?
Just said, for all the insurance money. I mean, this is nonsensical. We don't crack lawyers' jokes, because we lawyers don't think we are funny and nobody else thinks they are jokes. You know, I'm actually quite choosy about the cases I choose to defend because, you know, not everyone is worth fighting for, and I especially hate murderers.
If that's the scene, then why did you take up Catherine Tail's case?
Yeah, that case, right. It actually so happens that I find it very difficult to say no to people or to convince them sometimes. I think I should have approached another lawyer, but I guess it's too late now, because this lawyer of mine finds it difficult to convince people. So how is she going to conceal my crime? Look, I have one virtue, that is, if you can't convince them, then you must confuse them, and that is exactly what I do in most of my cases. Okay, why should you be released early? It's because I think I have. Go on. Can I please finish my sentence? Sure. I therefore rest my case.
Battle denied.
Huh? What?
Oh my god, how did you even manage to convince the judge?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about propaganda. See, there are good lawyers who know the law. Then there are lawyers like us who know the judge. Usually we are better at defending our cases. You ask me what I did with all the insurance money? I hired the best lawyer in town so that I can get away with this crime. But guess what? I don't think she can possibly justify my misdemeanor anymore. Wow. Sounds kind of pathetic to me. Anyway, it's very typical of criminals at this stage, just before their trial. I think she already accepted her fate. Anyway, I would like to affirm that justice is in fact a divine heavenly entity, and the closest thing to that on earth is the man-made version of justice, which we call law. And I guarantee that her case will be tried upon lawfully.
Ma'am, since this will be telecasted on some major channels, do you mind simplifying it a bit?
Oh yes, of course. I'm sorry, I was so absorbed in speaking facts that I forgot to laughter quote it. Yeah, so do you know one of my favorite lawyer jokes? Someone once told me that, whom do you call a lawyer? A lawyer is a fellow who prepares a 50,000 word essay and calls it a brief. Well, even I do have one. What is the difference between a lawyer and a liar? The pronunciation.
Are you okay with the fact that your client does not trust you even for the slightest bit?
No, I don't possibly find a problem in that, because you see, the rest of the years or the remaining years of her life depends on how well I present my case tomorrow. Conversely, the remaining years of my life also depend on tomorrow's trial, because she's a murderer. Do I need to explain? Okay, can you tell me one difference between my client and a murderer?
What?
None. I assume that Mrs. Tale on Sunday 27th at 3:15 p.m. just stood in the storeroom, motionless, while her husband, Mr. Late Tale, fell over the stairs and dropped all the laundry while simultaneously hitting his head on the brink of the staircase, which caused his demise. Now, his death could be avoided only if Mrs. Tale, instead of standing still, could have objection hersey. My client did not stand still, she watched it all unfold. No pun intended in that. Well, she couldn't take any action without having the complete understanding of her surrounding and circumstances. That doesn't really justify her murder. Well, it does. No. Okay. Let's negotiate on her prison sentence, shall we? 5 years. Lifetime.
Parole accepted.
Oh my god. Catherine. Cat. Just forget about this life of yours. Say no problem, Cat. You have 8 other lives to deal with. I hope you don't turn up as a murderer. I'm so sorry.